Hey everyone, thanks for joining. It's Patty from PS Papercrafts, and I have a fun fold card for you today that I wanted to show you. It's called a box top fun fold, and you'll see why when I open it up and close it. I saw this on a video from a few years ago, Crafting with Christina. Christina is a K-R-I-S-T-I-N-A, and she found it on a scrapbook magazine, I think is what she said. So this I am going to untie, and then it's folded like a box top. Isn't that cute? Thank you for everything. So you have to fold it in the proper order, but remember, you fold these when you don't have tape, and you fold it, and then the last one you tuck under. You don't want to bend it to do this, so you have to be careful of where you put your pieces, and then you tie a bow. And there's a card base. It's not going to fit in our standard card, you know, the medium card envelopes, but you can make a square envelope pretty easily. Or I think it would be nice, it's almost like a gift tied up with a bow that you could just give it, maybe even put a gift card in there. So we're going to use, this one was used with the Seaside Bay. That's what I used for the sentiment and all of the elements that I've attached here. And then the designer series paper is by the Bay. Now this is on sale, it's retiring, and it really has some beautiful kind of ocean, water, seashells. I love the colors. I use this quite a bit. And then this is going to carry over, but it will no longer be bundled. So when a bundle is in a catalog the first time, they usually have a bundled saving of 10%. And then in the next catalog, if it carries over, you can buy them individually, but you can't save that 10%. So if you're interested in this, you might want to get it before the new catalog launches May 2nd. But we're going to do something completely different. We are going to use the paper. I love this paper, Tea Boutique, and this has all the in colors from this current year's in colors. And I love the paper. I love the florals in it, and then the teacups. And I did use quite a bit of this. So we're going to use this, and I'm not even going to use the stamp set or dies. I think the stamp set is no longer, or actually, I take that back. I'm going to use the thank you sentiment from the stamp set, but I'm not going to use the dies. The dies are on sale, and the dies actually will cut out teapots from any designer series paper, so it's pretty cool. It has a lemon wedge and some florals, hearts, things like that, a little tea bag holder, or tea bag tag, I should say. So we're going to just use the thank you, but you can use a thank you from any stamp set, right? It's got to be something that's going to fit in a square if you were to make it like this. So I'm going to use, and I'll have all of the directions in a project sheet. There's a link below this video, and there'll be a blog post on it with the pictures and the link in the blog post. So this is a square, this is a 5 1/4 square, and this is Starry Sky. And then I have 4 of these white 5-inch squares that are scored at 2 1/2. So it's scored right down the middle. And we're just going to fold these up and start to put our card together. So we'll just fold each one of these. I already scored them. I figured you didn't have to watch that, right? And this is just basic white. And we'll just score them up. And this is going to make that fold that is on the top of the card. And I just thought this was a fun card, something different. And now we're going to attach these pieces together. And I just have to make sure I'm doing it the right way. I think this is right. So I'm going to put some glue. I'll use my liquid glue. I'm just going to put it here. I think the first one doesn't matter, but as you go, you have to put them in the right order. And you want to make sure that this is right up against the fold, but that it still folds. So you don't want it to go too close where it doesn't fold anymore, and you want it to be even down here. Okay, so we want to just fold it. I feel like this is in, and this is where the liquid glue comes in handy, so that you can maneuver it. Okay, so that's the first one. And then the second one we want to put on this side. And I think I actually did it a different way. I did it this way. I don't think it matters, but I'm going to put glue here. And you're going to have a seam in the middle, but we're going to cover that, so no worries about that. And again, we want to make sure it's lined up evenly. We want to make sure it's even on here. This will close. This is not hanging out over here. Okay, and then we're just going to put this one underneath. So let's put some glue on these. Very easy to come together. And again, I would advise the liquid glue so you can maneuver your pieces around. So I want to get this right. Okay, I started off badly. I think this piece is the hard piece to come together here. Oops, there's Bailey. Bailey always seems to take a nap when I'm making one of these cards, one of these videos. I don't know if you could hear him snoring. Somebody told me you can't, and I always say that you can. So, I don't know. So these are the pieces, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. We'll close in, okay? So let's now put some designer series paper. So I got this from the teapot thing. I'm using both sides of this because I am going to put these on the outside. And I think this is really pretty. I love the colors. You want something that's not really directional. So on this one, these pages kind of were directional. So I had 2 go this way and 2 go this way. So when it folded, it all looked nicely. But I wouldn't do stripes. It might be too busy. Something very kind of just basic kind of pattern. Like I wouldn't do this because then you'll have them this way. And then you have to make sure that this piece is cut this way so it's not all crooked. But it's easier to just have a plain old pattern with you, right? So we're going to put this down. Again, I'm going to use my liquid glue. You use whatever you want. For this part, you need something strong. You could use tear tape or the Seal Plus, but again, it's a little bit tricky to maneuver around. So we're just going to put this down. Okay, we'll put all 4 down. So you'll see I'm wearing my sweatshirt again. We were in the 80s last week and we were in the 30s this morning. So I am not loving this weather. I actually had to go to my storage unit and get all my clothes out that I had put away, thinking I would be in my new place by now. But no, I'm not, but that's okay. It wasn't that far away. And now I'm switching over, but then it gets cold. Crazy. I am going to Florida next week to see my mom, so that'll be nice. And I have to get my clothes out for that because I could not wear my winter boots and socks and all of that I had here. So there we go. I'm looking forward to it though. The nice warm weather, and I miss my mom, so it'll be nice to see her. And of course some friends, because you can't go to Florida without seeing your friends, right? So we'll have, this is the last piece. So it's coming together. And I just kind of went through my designer series paper. I mean, you can make this with any designer series paper. Again, just to be aware of the direction of the patterns. And then we're going to put this on the inside. No, this is the outside. I'm sorry. We're going to put this on the inside. And you could just put a piece of white or a piece of cardstock, but I thought this, you know, matches some of the teapots, this sentiment. I'm going to do this. This is Fresh Freesia. So Fresh Freesia is one that carried over. It was an in color from last year that, you know, we had for 2 years. And usually they don't carry the in colors over, but this time they did. And I like Fresh Freesia. I was kind of hoping they would do that with Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent because I love them, but I'll go with Fresh Freesia. So we're going to do this, and then we'll put our sentiment in here. for the inside. Or actually, I'm not going to do a sentiment. I'll do something in there. I hadn't thought that one through yet. Maybe we'll put some designer series paper in there. Okay, so now we'll put these together. What I did was I took one of the sheets of this paper. I thought I had it out. And I found that I could cut using the stylus shapes. So I took these dies, and it's the second from smallest, and it just fit around. See that? So I did some of these, and then I took the next die up and cut out white. So it has the both layers or the stitched color. So let's put those together. And then I have one extra white piece for the sentiment. So this is actually the other side of the paper that we're using on the outside. So I ran out because I had used it before, so that's why I probably would have put this on the inside layer if I had enough pieces. But I think that works out fine. The ribbon I'm using is also fresh freesia, so it all ties together. Okay, so we just want to put these down. Okay, and then let's do our sentiment. I would not pop these up. I mean, I guess it's okay. You just want to I guess it's okay. I was just thinking you're not really going under when you're folding it, so you can pop it up. How's that? I was just thinking it through. You just have to make sure that you put them in the right corners, especially that last corner. You don't want to have it in the wrong place and then it's folded under. So you just want to be careful about that. So I'm going to do thank you here. Okay. And then what we want to do is, I have the ribbon between these layers. So we want to put the ribbon down here. I'm just going to fold it up here like this. And we want the ribbon across here. Okay. So I'm using the fresh freesia ribbon, and I really want it to be pretty long so that I have enough to tie a bow. So I'm just kind of winging it. I always go overboard on my ribbons. And then I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. I want it to be nice and strong. You could use tear and tape as well. But you want to make sure, I don't know what this, I pulled it up, I guess, a little bit. You want to make sure it's nice and strong. And you could use liquid glue, but that would make it where you have to really pay attention to having it dry and stuff. So I think this is the best. Okay, and then we're going to do our folding. So let's get it all folded. So we're going to go down, down. Is this right? Down, down, down. And then we'll just put this in here. And you just want to make sure that it folds nicely before you start decorating. Okay. So there we have that. And then we can start putting our pieces together. So this will go here. And I am just going to liquid glue. I'm not going to, I feel like this is a little funny. So let's try it this way. Down, down, down. And let's do it this way up here. Okay, that seems to lay a little nicer. So let's put some liquid glue on here. And I'm going to put this down in the bottom corner like I did on the other one. Right here. Make sure it's centered and looks good here. And then I thought I would put this, and then this color, and this color. So let's put these down. Very easy card to make, and I think it's fun. You know, I think you could put a little something in there, a gift card or even money. When they open it up, it would be a nice little surprise. Put this one down. So what do you think? Do you like it? And I'm just trying to line them up top to bottom. And the ribbon will go across here, so there's a little bit of a gap there, but I think that'll be okay. Come on. And then this one. I love these colors. I love this paper. And then we'll tie it. But let's do, before we do that, let's see if we can get a piece of designer series paper. Okay, so I just cut another piece of this designer series paper for the inside. I think we'll do that, right? I was thinking we could do the inside piece as well, but I think that might be too much of that. So let's do this right in here. I'm not going to stamp a sentiment. And then we can open this up and put this in here. I usually do my stamp and seal with this, but I only have the plus here. So, which I could use as well. And we'll just put this right in here like this, right in the center. And again, you could just make this whole thing white. I picked it up. I have glue on my fingers. If you watch me, you know I always have glue on my fingers. Okay, so that is the card. So we're going to close, 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 and then close like this. And then we can tie our bow. Boy, that's a struggle for me today. And I probably should have cut it even a little bit longer just to give myself some playroom. I like to have plenty of room to tie my bows. Just snip this one off. Yeah, I probably should have had it a little bit longer than that. And then I want to put some of these on. These are these resin flowers. So let's put some of these on right here. Right on this, thank you. So cute, right? So, oh, and we didn't put it on this. Huh. That would be the most important thing. Well, not the most important thing, but an important thing, just to finish it off and hide that ribbon. And you want to make sure it's just all even here. It's probably hard to see because it's so dark. I'm going to pick it up. Squish it around. Okay, so this is the one card, and then this one. So cute. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the more you open it, I think the easier it is to open it. See, this is nice and long, so I would go longer on that ribbon. I'll just loop this around. My fingers are all sticky from the glue. Come on. Get that loop. Boy, I'm terrible at tying bows on camera, aren't I? And you can bling this up if you want. I did use the In Color glimmer paper, I think it's called, or glitter paper, to cut the pearl. So I love this. It says, "You are a pearl, rare and precious." I think that's such a nice little sentiment. So the pearl, and then this is that glimmer paper. And it's actually in Tahitian Tide, but it's a lighter color, and I thought it went with this. So these are the two cards, box top cards. Give it a try. If you have any questions, email me, Patty at pspapercrafts. And I'm also doing an In Color Club and the paper share. So I'll be sending out an email. If you want to join my email list, you can click below this video, and you can get the 5 new colors over a period of 5 months, and then there's a little gift at the end if you stick with it. And I'm also doing a paper share, and I'm going to include some card bases so you can, you know, cut it up and start using it. So look for an email from me on that, and I'll also have a blog post on it. All right, thanks so much, and you have a good day. Bye.